Illegal aliens in mass have fake social security numbers. They have fake identities. Those are felonies. Why should there be an entire class in this country that is immunized from criminal prosecution and arrest for committing felonies?
Stephen, I don't think anyone...
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire
Stephen, let's calm
salaries
down.
of...
Okay, Stephen Miller being told to calm down like a child is hilarious, as is this tweet. White nationalist men are too emotional to be in charge. And we will try to make this as funny as possible as we watch him repeatedly crash out on CNN's Brianna Keilar. But this is also just so disturbing, because this is the second video today that I'm making about a Trump sycophant MAGA mouthpiece crashing out and having an absolute meltdown at a woman on CNN. And if you want to check out the first one, you can click that link. But now, White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Project 2025 promoter, and man who probably shouldn't be pushing for eugenics given that hairline of his, Stephen Miller, just burst a blood vessel, or actually more like 10, yelling at this CNN host for no apparent reason other than, I assume that's just what MAGA conservatives think tough love is.
There has to be a point at which Dad comes home and he's pissed. You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now.
Man, I feel bad for their daughter.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird.
So drop a like and subscribe to fight the fascist faces, and let's give Baldy here a taste of his own MAGA medicine.
And I mean, and who thought cloning Stephen Miller was a good idea? I mean, is it for spare parts? I mean, they look like a before and even more before picture.
Here's how the interview started, with Miller being a total d*** after being asked about the widespread layoffs across federal agencies, and as we'll see, it just got increasingly worse.
Your question is lacking in so much detail. I promise you I'm trying to follow your question. Are you asking me if the president has the authority to remove a member of the military who may be serving overseas? Is that your question?
No, my question was...
Okay, well, I don't know how much airtime you want to spend on this, but I'm not following your question.
Well, I think it's an important one. I guess I'll determine how much airtime I spend on it, but does your administration understand who is in the federal workforce?
Yes, we have such a broad question. Of course we understand who's in the federal workforce. And I'm happy to indulge all of these very histrionic questions
that
about anyone who may or may not be fired.
That it's 30% veterans?
But I think that
and that you have people who are deployed?
This president, for the first time in history, is committed to restoring accountability at every level of the federal government. You may assert there's no waste in the Pentagon. You may assert there's no waste in
Stephen,
Treasury.
I'm not
you may assert there's no waste in
HHS.
HHS.
Stephen, I don't think anyone...
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day...
So already, after being a total piece of human garbage, Stephen Miller starts yelling at her because his widow feelings are hurt. Because the media assumes a dementia-ridden orange turd might not know what the fuck he's doing. And this continues and escalates almost scarily from here.
That no action is taken. The entire
Stephen,
salaries of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down.
This is
we're not having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are places...
You are clearly trying to debate me, and I will be as excited as I want to be about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars, that we are ending the theft and waste and grift and corruption, that we are stopping American taxpayer dollars from subsidizing a rogue federal bureaucracy that has been relentlessly weaponized against the American people.
Okay, Stephen,
yeah, you let me know in the comments if you think that was excitement about all the cuts we're making, because that kind of goes out the window as soon as you see this next part, when he yells at her again that you, the American taxpayer, fully support all these cuts that Donald Trump is making.
I'm not talking about
your colleagues do not
there's
care about
not
this
an
issue,
area
but we care about this
to cut
issue.
in the
The American
government.
people care about this issue.
They also care about privacy.
And the American
so let me
public
ask you about
overwhelmingly
that.
supports what President
Stephen,
Trump is doing.
Let's talk about IRS data.
So she tries to tone things down and switch the subject, but Miller's man panties are so tight up his ass that the man can't even hold it together for another literal minute.
Will they be able to access taxpayer bank account information?
They will not be able to access anything that any other appropriately authorized federal employee could access. When you keep talking about, quote, Doge employees, you're just talking about federal workers. You're just literally talking about federal workers. Your question may as well be, can federal workers do their job? The job of the federal workers at the IRS is to prevent... Well, I'm telling you that is actually what you are asking. Doge is part of the federal government. It is a term to describe the employees of the federal government who have been tasked with anti-fraud and anti-corruption activities. Again, you may not consider it a scandal, that millions of illegal aliens are accepting and receiving taxpayer benefits. You might not consider
let
it a
me ask
scandal
you-
that
so let
millions
me
of
ask
illegal
you
aliens
about
have
that.
stolen Social Security numbers. Is it your position that if somebody who is
Stephen,
here
are you looking
criminally
for that
is stealing
information in the
taxpayer
IRS
dollars,
data?
the federal government will find every illegal alien who is stealing American taxpayer dollars, and that's what Americans
will you
expect
find that
to
in
happen.
the IRS
I don't
data
even
and
fathom
share
the
that with
premise
law
of your
enforcement?
question.
You know when like a toddler doesn't get a nap and then they're super cranky and get really upset and shit their pants? Well, that's exactly what this next clip made me think of.
Simple question. Will you
Anyone
find that
who's-
information in the IRS data and share that with law
if
enforcement?
IRS investigators find illegal aliens stealing taxpayer money, of course they'll be referred to ICE. Of course they'll be referred to Homeland Security investigations. Of course it will be. Surely your position is not that we should let illegal aliens steal taxpayer dollars. Again, you want to talk about something to be upset about, that's it. What do you think? The millions of illegal aliens who've also stolen Social Security. Illegal aliens in mass have fake Social Security numbers. They have fake identities. Those are felonies. Why should there be an entire class in this country that is immunized from criminal prosecution and arrest for committing felonies? Felony theft of taxpayer information, felony theft of Social Security, felony theft of identity. These are all crimes. And yes, they will be investigated. Yes.
Oh, brother, that dookie stinks worse than a Trump fart. I mean, you are calling out felons, and you work for one. Steven, buddy, you might want to chill with the felon talk before you get put in one of those camps that Donald has for people he doesn't like where he wants to help them concentrate.
Yes, they will be prosecuted, and yes, illegal aliens will be deported. And you know what happens when those deportations occur?
Just very quickly,
is that Americans will get jobs, Americans will get benefits, Americans will get houses.
Stephen, if they got a credit, a child tax credit, and they will be referred, you're saying, to ICE for that, and you would expect deported for that? Is that the position of the administration?
This will be based on existing IRS protocols and procedures for criminal investigation and fraud.
All right,
the difference is that no one is given immunity anymore. No one is given permission to break the law anymore. Because this is not a country, this is not a sovereign territory, if illegal aliens can freely steal billions, with a B, billions of taxpayer dollars. And I would have to imagine that CNN, which is endlessly talked about the importance of democracy and the rule of law, would say that no class in this country should be above the law, least of all illegal aliens who've trespassed on our territory.
No, Stephen, I'm just asking, I wanted to get your position on some things. We're not taking a position here. We wanted to get some answers to some questions. There are so many questions that need to be answered.
You are, in fact, indifferent or unbiased on these questions, but thank you.
Stephen Miller, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back.
I'm so sick of these literal pieces of human trash being assholes to the press, openly lying, pushing fascist talking points, and somehow not seeing the irony or hypocrisy of putting the blame on illegal immigrants for stealing taxpayer monies or being felons when the entire Trump administration is a clown car of criminals, illegal immigrants, unelected bureaucrats stealing and siphoning people's money, and fucking PDF file rapists walking around like chloroforming and deflowering Lady Liberty herself is saving the fucking country. Because you know how this has got me feeling lately? Vive la France, vive la révolution. It's about time we get to the find out phase of these fascists fucking around. And if you're pissed and you agree, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to join the resistance here at Really American, and help us fight back against this absolute demagogic debauchery. Thanks for watching. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I will see you guys in the next one.